All right, team, welcome back. I have a hard time resting, so I didn't keep track, but it probably wasn't long enough. One thing that I was kind of just telling myself, because I'm like, oh man, I'm feeling fatigued. This is the point. We've done 60 pull ups. It's like, oh man, these last 40 are so hard. But one thing that gives me a lot of comfort, and I hope it does for you as well, we've done 60 pull ups. That's awesome. Even if you're doing less numbers, you've done 6 sets of a pull up variation, some form of back work, and that's rad. All we got to do is stick this out through the next 4 sets, and we're pretty much done. I'll have a little icing on the cake for those that need it. Make sure we're getting all that back completely fired and fatigued at the end. But this is the bulk of our workout, and I want to send props to everyone who has managed to stick with it until this point. Excellent job. You are rad. Let's get in this next set of 10. We're back to over grip. Woo! All right, there's the 10. Uh, as I was getting ready, you guys might see the bar. Again, thank you to my friend Justin for lending me the bar. I feel like most people end up using the out bits. Clearly, I'm doing it wrong. I'm using the bar that's straight across. I think for for me as an individual, but also for our gymnasts at home, we are much more used to dealing with a bar that travels straight across, of course. So high bar, uneven bars, parallel bars, they all head straight across. Parallel bars, granted, we're using them this way, but there's so much work where we do it on a single bar, even on parallel bars. However, if you want to use the forward grips, that's great, especially when related to P bars. If you're at home and you want to do other variations of grips, if you have one of those ones that slants down at the end, or they have ones, that come down and do all kinds of funky things. So feel free to mix up with those grips. However, I strongly recommend the three that we've been doing as to be your primary three. That's over, under, and wide. The rest, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan. I think these ones end up making it too easy and allow you to recruit a lot of your biceps. Um, so I really like staying away from those. In fact, to me, those are the easiest pull ups. And I also think, especially for you gymnasts at home, it's really important that we develop strength with our hands turned this way because we do so much of our actions in this or this position, sometimes mixed grip as well, of course. But developing a ton of strength here isn't going to serve us well when it comes time to high bar and uneven bars. It'll help a little bit for parallel bars, but even as such, I think that's, again, kind of, here's that word again, a moot point when looking at it, because in reality, all that strength can be made through these channels. And if we spend a ton of time with this, it will not translate to these channels. I mean, it'll help a little bit, of course, but not. You'll really find out quickly that, oh man, this is a lot different than when I do them here, as opposed to if you do a lot here and you come here, it might be a lot easier. Now, again, that's for me personally, but feel free to hit me up in the comments. Let me know what grips you're using. Let me know which grip is easiest for you. I'm curious. I would love to know. Okay, up next, we're back to our under grip. Oh, there's 10. Okay, 80 done, 20 to go. We are killing it, y'all. You know what time it is. It's time for that water. I'm really excited. I just got my whole new steering setup back from Villains Drift. They are, I guess they're local drift team, manufacturer of parts for the drift world, but mostly it seems like they serve the Pacific Northwest, which is rad, based out of Walla Walla, Washington. I got their Villains Angle Kit, so it's S14 knuckles, lower control arms, and tie rods, and that'll allow my wheels. So for you little guys at home, or people, actually I had this kind of advanced topic for those folks that aren't too inclined with cars, but essentially, like, if you think about your steering in your car, let's say like this is about the range that your car can turn. What knuckles allow the car to do, and that's the primary component that attaches your wheel to your car. So the steering knuckle, let's take this as my hand, is what actually pivots the wheel. Okay, it's not the wheel turning, it's the knuckle turning, and the knuckle turns the wheel. The tie rod is attached to that knuckle, which is actually, so you have your steering wheel that connects to the steering rack. The steering rack connects to the tie rod. The tie rod attaches to the steering knuckle, and the steering knuckle is what then turns the wheel. Okay, so what the Villains Angle Kit does is it gives me a lengthened tie rod and a shortened steering knuckle. So the pickup point where it mounts to the tie rod is shorter, so therefore it's kind of hard to demonstrate. I'm kind of using my thumb. Let's use my pinky instead, even though it is on the wrong side in the real world. So if the tie rod goes from being out here and can make this turn, if I shorten it, bring it to here, now the same amount that it travels causes the tire to turn much further, because instead of that swing arm being an inch out this way, if I bring it way in here and I travel that same inch, it's going to cause the wheel to turn that much further. So Villains Angle Kit brings in that pickup point, so therefore when I turn the steering wheel, which then turns the rack, which turns the tie rod, which turns the steering knuckle, which then in turn turns the wheel, it allows the wheel to turn that much further. So I'll try and put some links in the videos. Hit me up in the comments if you're actually listening to this, so I will post the link. But essentially what that allows me to do is kick my car super sideways. So if I'm going this way, and instead of my car facing head on, going this way, I'm facing sideways, going that same direction, my front steering wheels can turn far enough to allow me to carry that momentum in this position, instead of having to come back out of angle and find the point where, okay, my steering wheels or my wheels are still pointed this way and I'm traveling this way, but now I can have this much more angle because my wheels are allowed to turn that much further. Basically, it makes my car really cool. So hopefully, I'm really excited to put those in, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. We'll kind of see how that all washes out. All right. Let's see, what are we on the clock? I talked a bunch there. I'm going to assume that I've done 2. I think that last one, I can't imagine I talked for that long. So I'm going to go with wide grip on these. At the end of these 2 sets of wide grips, I'm going to check back. If I didn't do it, I'll do one more at the end. Make sure we get all those 100. Okay, 2 sets left. Let's get it, y'all. Wide grip pull-ups. All right, we got one more set left. We can do this, y'all. Awesome job. Sorry for getting a little lengthy in that last bit of chatting. You guys are doing great at home. That actually helped me rest my body a little bit. Clearly, I needed it. And I don't know about you guys. This workout specifically is the one that gives me that feeling in my stomach like, oh man, I might throw up. So this is a big burn for me. But hit me up in the comments. Let me know which video is the one that does that for you. If it's not any of mine, hit me up with a link or send me your workout so I can see what you're doing at home that's really working well for you. And so I can steal it and do it too. All right, y'all. I'm just kind of looking around, trying to give myself another moment before I have to hit this last set. So feel free, skip ahead in the video if you're ready. If you need an extra moment, just hang out with me. Tell me about your day. How have you been doing so far today? It's about 1 o'clock. I got my Zoom meeting at 3. I'm going to be trying to do some clever strength with my boys, so hopefully that works out well. Really, I just want to have fun with them and see their smiling faces because they give me a ton of energy, and it really picks up my day. And I'm thankful to be able to share some time with them, even if it's only through these Zoom chats. So, all right. I think it's time for the last set. I gave myself a ton of rest before. I'm not going to give myself that now. Let's do it. Oh, man, those are hard today. Oh, of course, the video froze.